So here we are on the outside of my 2016 Jeep Compass four-wheel drive automatic, and I know what you guys are thinking. Why would he do that? Why would he buy a Jeep? Well, I do come from a Chrysler family, and when you realize that your sports car days are over and done and behind you, you tend to get a little bit down and decide to, you know, just kind of get as far away from where you were as possible. So this one is just your average white plain old Jeep, nothing fancy. What can you do? But it was cheap, and at the end of the day, that's what matters, isn't it? I got a good deal on it. It runs good, it drives good. I don't have to worry about people thinking I'm an a-hole when I'm driving it. So yeah, it was one of the harder decisions, but like I said, after the Mustang got totaled, it just kind of put a new perspective on everything for me. Do I really need a sports car? No. Do I really need to be putting myself in danger and putting myself at scrutiny? No. So that's what pretty much fueled this decision. So not happy I did it, but it's probably about that time that I move on and do the proper thing and just kind of become an adult. Took that new job as a sales manager, so you know, got to show that I'm actually wanting to do the job. So okay guys, so here we are on the inside of my new car, and as you can see, it's just your basic four-wheel drive Compass, nothing fancy. Got AC and, you know, an aux jack and satellite radio and just your basic gauges. It doesn't have any of the super menu or anything like that, but it does the job. That's the important thing now, because like I said outside, I realized that it was time for me to move on from sports cars. I don't really need one anymore, and after the other guy made me the offer, I figured, what the hell, might as well take it. So yeah, it's like I said, it's basic, power windows, power locks, all your basic stuff. So I'm happy-ish. You know, being an adult sucks, but what can you do? Yep, yeah, I'm getting out of the Mustang game. I'm just gonna go ahead and drive this car I bought from the dealership and you know, just kind of rock it and roll it. You know, I don't need to be happy, have a nice car, or enjoy things. No, I'm fine with this one though. It's perfectly fine. Automatic, 4-cylinder, inoffensive. Yeah, it's got good power for, you know, an itty-bitty engine. Gets up and goes kind of eventually. Ride height is good, I guess. Trying to think of other things I can tell you about it that I didn't know about it before. It's got a radio, that's good. The wind noise isn't the best. It's not the worst I've heard, but it's not the best. It's better than, say, an equivalent Escape. I don't know why. I think it might have to do with the shape of the mirrors on an Escape, or that little extra piece of glass and how far down their doors go. Seems to be slightly more wind noise in an Escape than there is in the Compass. So that's cool, whatever, I can deal with that one. By the way, this is the all-wheel drive model I'm driving, not the base front-wheel drive model. So it does have a lot of extra hardware to carry around, a couple 100 pounds worth, because you have an entire rear axle assembly, drive shaft, transfer case built onto the transmission. So when you factor in all that weight, this little Tiger Shark does pretty good at pulling it along. And of course, me being me, I can't remember the horsepower for schnot. So when I put the video up, they'll go like, horsepower will be on this lens and torque will be on this lens, unless they're too small to see, in which case they'll just be here. So yeah, it's a little hunty on the hills, but it's better than it used to be. Now, my father hates me because one of my major gripes about the Chrysler Corporation, and I grew up in a Chrysler family, and I've always wanted Chryslers, and I love my Chryslers, even though I own a Ford and I work for Chevy. Anyway, one of my biggest gripes about current FCA Chrysler vehicles, and pretty much back all the way back to the late 80s, is they have the dumbest cruise controls ever. I don't mean just in general, I mean ever. I bought my grandfather a 2000, my father and I bought my grandfather a 2000 Chrysler Cirrus. This was back in '02, so it was fairly new.
that cruise control was just as bad. Now Chrysler, I'm not sure about the other guys if they've all gone to like electronically controlled cruise controls whatever the plural is for cruise control. Anyways, I'm not sure what their system uses, if it's electrical impulse or if it's still vacuum operated. I'm pretty sure the Chrysler is still vacuum operated, and it's really, really crappy. Because if you push plus to accelerate, it goes up almost 3 miles an hour. If you push decelerate, sometimes it doesn't do anything. Sometimes it will decelerate you by 1, sometimes it will decelerate you by 5. In this day and age, when the Fords will go up and down by 1, the Chevys go up and down by 1, and they actually display the speed that you're set at, this is unacceptable. And it's annoying, and it's really stupid because also, the way it's set up, the son of a gun doesn't downshift until it's absolutely certain it's on level ground for some reason. I was going up a very small incline. It started steeper, started leveling off. Where it should have upshifted, it stayed in 4th. Not 5th, didn't try to go back into 6th. It stayed in 4th gear until I started going back down, which to me is kind of the opposite of cruise control. So, whatever. But other than that, you know, fit and finish is what it is. It's a brand new car. Basically, it's got 10,000 miles on it. Audio system, for being the basic system, again, sounds better than most bass systems. Not bass, B-A-S-S, but B-A-S-E, B-A-S-E, bass, not verse bass. So, yeah, there you go. I'm not dissatisfied with the build quality. It still has the mega plastic all over it. But here's where I come back on that. Have you ever seen a Ferrari 360 dash if it's ever spent more than 8 minutes consecutively in the sun? And the leather looks like, bleh! It was the same way with Contours and the Jag X-Type back in the day. So they need to find that happy medium that companies like Ford have, where they have the softer touch plushy material, and then reserve the harder stuff for like the Jeep Wrangler and vehicles that have exposed interiors like convertibles and the Space Shuttle. Could this vehicle use a big turbo motor? Yes, but I think that would make it a little bit out of its actual category that it's supposed to be in. The companies that this vehicle directly competes against have turbo engine options, and I'm referring most notably to the Chevy, I guess, Trax almost, because this is between a Trax and a Equinox in terms of room. It more directly competes with the Ford Escape in terms of size, interior room, things like that. And that vehicle, of course, is available with a 240 horsepower, 270 foot-pound torque, 2-liter EcoBoost motor. Now, I know the reason why this one doesn't is because the only current turbo engine that Chrysler offers is the 1.4, and that's not enough engine for this vehicle. Oh, by the way, have you ever actually tried to ghost ride the whip in a Dart? You can't. We had a Dart Limited, and with the vehicle in drive, it actually stopped on a level ground because it makes no torque until that turbo spools up. It was the most hilarious thing ever. My buddy was like, here, watch this. He gets out of the vehicle and he starts walking alongside of it, and the car stopped. It's heavier than the engine can pull. I love Chrysler. See, Toyota, it's not just you guys I rag on. Everybody makes a bad car. Everybody does. You just happen to make more of them that I don't like than anybody else. But come on! If they ever bring the Tata Nano over here, I probably will still like that more than your Priuses. That's about it. If you have any comments, leave them down below. Any questions, leave them down below. I'll still be doing reviews as I can get around to them as my new boss allows me to. But other than that, that's about it. So, talk to you later. However, it is directly competing? I can't word today. I know the words. They's in here, Grandma, but every time I try to use them, they come out like blibbity blabbity bloobity blap blap blibbity. Oh, So this is going to be so hard to edit because I'm filming 2 different videos with the same footage. I'm going to be so lost. So Joe, the next part is in the rental car part where you're talking about the Mustang. Okay? Put it in there, dumbass. Because I'm also doing the fake review as if I just bought the car. So come on, keep it straight, buddy.